Hey guys, and welcome back to Studio One with me, Gregor. Scratch pads are essentially different song arrangements that you can open within your existing song, and I've been asked time and time again by you guys how I like to use those in my day-to-day work. Now, that workflow with scratch pads has changed quite a bit for me ever since version 5.2, where we introduced sync mode to the arranger track, and what that has to do with scratch pads, I'm gonna show you today. So I have a song arrangement here that I've been working on for quite a while, and it's not really mixed yet because I haven't committed to the final song structure, and this is what I've settled on so far. And if I scroll here all the way to the end section, I can see that's currently 3.5 minutes long. Now that's a pretty good duration, I'd say, for this kind of music, synthwave, electro 80s. But in the day and age of digital streaming and people just scrubbing through the song really quickly, you kind of want to deliver your message in less time than that. Sometimes at least. And that's why I wanted to try out if I can maybe just shorten that arrangement a bit more without losing the gist of it. And I find that scratch pads and the arranger track are a fantastic combination to try this. So first of all, I went ahead, opened up the arranger track. You can do so here from the drop-down menu. And then I drew in all of these sections by holding down Command on a Mac or Control on Windows. Just like so, after you've drawn them in, you can right-click here, rename the sections, color them if you want to, and then check this out, you can just move them and everything is gonna move along with that section. So this makes restructuring your song on the fly extremely easy. And if you want to learn more about that specific functionality of the arranger track, I have a video linked right here where I go more in depth about that. What I want to show you today specifically is how I like to use the sync mode of the arranger track that we have since version 5.2 in conjunction with scratch pads to come up with sort of like a radio edit, like a shorter version of the same song within that same song. And that sounds a little bit confusing, but that's gonna make more sense in just a second. So first of all, before we start with this, I'd like to go to File and then Save New Version and call this Radio Edit, just to make sure that I save a new independent song file from this version, and I can always go back and revert to the original if this experiment turns out to be a failure. We also want to click here, incremental version, to update the document to this current version. If you want to learn more about how save versions works in Studio One, I'm also going to link you a video to that here in the top corner. Let's hit OK. And now we can go ahead and just select all of the arranger sections that you see here and right-click and copy to new scratch pad. That is the kind of workflow that I like, because now I get like an exact duplicate here on a second song window, so to say. And now I can just freely experiment with different section orders or different durations for each section without affecting my actual original arrangement that's still here in my main window, right? You can open the scratch pad up right here. You can also rename that if you want. I'm just gonna rename the scratch pad to Radio Edit so I know exactly what I'm doing with this. And now I'd like to use the track inspector, go to the arranger track, and then just go through these different sections here on the scratch pad to try out different orders that could also work as an alternative to the original. Now, that was something that I was always able to do since version 4 of Studio One essentially, but it has become much more practical for me ever since sync mode has been integrated into the arranger track. You'll find the sync mode right here, and I like to set that to either 1 bar or 2 bars, and what it does is gonna become apparent in just a moment. So let me play the beginning of this song for you right now. You can hear the intro is pretty long. And maybe it can be just half of that. Maybe that would also be good enough. So what I like to do now is go back to the beginning of the intro by clicking here. And now after 2 bars, I'm just gonna go to the next section. And because sync mode was active, it did that on time. Like it waited until the bar was reached and then switched over to the next section so I could hear it in context. If I don't have sync mode active, then it's always kind of abrupt and it never really seems to work right. It's very hard to find that exact moment where you have to click that next section, but when sync mode is active, even if you click too early, then it's gonna wait until the next bar beginning. So this is super easy. And now I might come to the conclusion, okay, see, the intro could be maybe just 2 bars instead of 4 bars as it is right now, or it could even be just 1 bar. And then I like to go ahead and use the split tool by pressing 3 on my keyboard here, just doing a little cut here in my scratch pad, not touching my original arrangement once again, right click that and delete this range. And now I have a much shorter intro that might still work well when going into the next section. Right? Perfect. So this now loops twice, and I kind of have the idea that this could also be just half as long. So to confirm, I'm gonna click here on verse and it's gonna switch. And as soon as I confirmed that, I can just split once again and make this even shorter. Now what I could also do is, for example, in a later part, click on the section that came before that. Maybe that would also work nice. Like that. And if I find, yeah, that's actually really cool, I could just split this chorus section in half and then take this section that was coming before then and just drag and drop this, check it out, directly in between. So this makes restructuring your entire arrangement on the fly super easy, and you can make informed choices thanks to sync mode, which lets you hear and audition everything in context because it's quantized. Now that's not the only application for scratch pads, of course. You can also use them to try out different variations of a bass line, for instance, before you commit to that in your actual main song arrangement. And there's so many more applications for scratch pads. Try them out for yourself and see how you can integrate them into your workflow. Thank you for watching.